So viewers, I hope you're all doing well. In this video, we'll show you how to set up Pi-hole on your Synology NAS. As you can see here, I've already installed it and am currently using it. You can see the IP address here, 10.10.404040, which is the same one I'm using as my DNS server. In the background, you can see the Pi-hole interface. I'm using this Pi-hole on my PC, and as you can see, it has already blocked 528 queries. The percentage of blocked queries is also shown here, as I have just enabled it. Over here, you can see exactly which queries have been blocked. If we go back to the home page, it displays the total queries delivered and the Upstream servers being used. We will discuss these in more detail in another video. Here, you can find the query log, group management, clients, domains, and lists. These are the specific lists I've added to block various queries. You can find these lists online by searching, or by asking an AI like ChatGPT. Once you have the URLs, simply paste them here. Then, go to Settings, then Tools, and click on Update Gravity. Clicking Update Gravity will sync these lists with the database and keep everything up to date. At that point, you can monitor which queries you want to block or allow. There is also a Disable Blocking option. You can set this to indefinitely or for a specific duration, such as 5 minutes, if you need to access a website that Pi-hole is currently blocking. You can customize the time as needed. Within Settings, there are many options like System Settings and DNS Settings. You can see here which DNS servers I have allowed. There are also settings for DHCP, the Web Interface API, where I have it set to Pi-hole Auto, Privacy Settings, Teleporter, and Local DNS Records. These are a bit more advanced. For now, let's look at how I configured the initial setup. You can see here in my container manager that I have a container named pihole running. To start, if you don't have Container Manager installed on your Synology, go to the Package Center. Go to All Packages and scroll down until you find Container Manager. Install it from there. As you can see, mine is already installed. Once installed, simply open it, go to Registry, and search for Pihole. You will see the official Pi-hole image right there. First, you need to install this. In the search results, the very first one that appears is Pi-hole. This is the one you should install. As you can see, it has 2,953 downloads. So, you'll need to download Pihole. Right-click on it and select Download this image. Choose the latest tag here, and it will begin downloading. You can see that it is already downloaded in my image section. It's quite small, only a 93 megabyte file. Download it just like this. After downloading, what you need to do? Well, I already have a container running, as you can see. So, I'm closing this, and from here, we'll first stop it. I'm stopping it now. Once stopped, we'll go to the action button and delete it, because I'm going to perform a completely fresh setup to show you. Okay. Next, go to File Station. When you open File Station, you'll see a folder named Docker within your system. I had already created these folders previously. You will need to create 2 folders just like these. You can see the 2 names here. I will provide these names in the description. Create 2 folders with these exact names. Let's wait a moment. Now, what we'll do is delete my previously created folder and all the folders inside it to start entirely from scratch. So, go to File Station. I'll show you right from the beginning. Go to File Station, and inside the Docker folder, there will be nothing. You will create a new folder here. Click Create Folder, name it Pihole, and click OK. Now, enter the Pihole folder. Inside Pihole, copy this first name. I'll provide this in the description. From the description, or by looking here, create a folder with this name. Then, create another folder named Pihole here as well. Just click Create Folder and enter the name. Okay, our work here is finished. Now, we'll go to the Pi-hole image. Look, I don't have any containers right now. So, you'll download the image from the registry. Type Pihole here, then select Download this image, choose Latest, and click Download. This will bring the file into your image section. Now, click Run. Here, you can see the setup appearing. I'm naming this Pihole 2. Enable the auto restart option so that if the system reboots for any reason, the container starts up automatically. I've named it Pihole 2, but you can just keep it as Pihole if you like. I'll just leave it as pihole. OK, now click Next. From here. OK, next, we'll go to Add Folder. Once we are in Add Folder, we will locate the first pihole folder from here. After that, we'll click here again, go to pihole, and add the second pihole folder. Now, in these empty fields, we need to type and select a path. We are selecting the path for this one, and for the one below, as you can see, we will set the path here starting with etc. like this. Next, we need to scroll down a bit. After scrolling down, we have to click the Add button. Click Add and type web password here. After typing web password, you need to enter your preferred password in this field. For example, I'm setting it as Kajol123. We don't have much else to do here. Nothing more is needed. We'll just click Next. After clicking Next, it will show us a summary. Once the summary is displayed, we'll click Done. Now, let's see if it runs. We've gone into the container section, and as you can see, it is now running. Now we will go back. We're entering 10104040, sorry, 40:9090, and we'll go to the admin login. Upon logging in, you can see the interface has appeared. I'll enter my password here, Kajol123. OK, the same password I set earlier. But look, it's saying my password is incorrect. So, to fix this password, what I need to do is go inside the container settings, go to Action, and then select Open Terminal. Once in the terminal, select Launch with Command. After coming here and opening Launch with Command, you can see an option called Forgot Password right here. Click on Forgot Password and copy this command from here. Once you've copied the command, come back to this window and paste it here. After pasting, click OK. Now, click on the second option appearing below, as I'm showing you with the arrow. Click on this second one. Click on it. Once you click, it says Enter New Password. So, I'm entering the same password I used before, Kajol123. Now press Enter. Again, enter the same password, Kajol123, and press Enter. As you can see, it says New Password Set. Now, let's go back here. We'll enter Kajol123 and click Login. Once we log in, you can see that we have successfully accessed the dashboard. Now that we are logged in, we need to connect this to our network. To connect it to the network, go to Open Network and Internet Settings. Go to Ethernet, then change adapter options. From there, go to Details, and then to Properties. If you are using a router, you can change the DNS directly on the router itself. Alright, here you need to enter the current IP address we have. You can see the IP address at the top, enter that one. Let's enter that IP address. We will enter 10.10.20.2 here. OK, we've entered the IP, now click OK. After that, let's check if the queries are appearing. Let's refresh the page. After refreshing, you can see that the queries have started coming in. You can also see the blocked queries here. Great. Now, for completely fresh setup, you need to run Update Gravity once. Run the Gravity update. Then, go into Settings. Select the DNS servers you want to use. I'm selecting all the DNS options. I'll select them all and then click Save and Apply. Alright, in this way, you can explore various other systems as well. If you want to add Gravity, or if you want to add any specific domains or lists, you can do so from here. To get updated Gravity lists or block lists, you can even consult ChatGPT or any other AI tool to find the right ones to add here. So, I'm closing these windows now, clicking OK, and now let's take a look at our dashboard. As you can see, there haven't been any blocked queries yet. This actually depends on your network usage. The dashboard will show whether queries are being blocked or not based on that. Since I haven't really been using the network much just now, and I'm not using it right at this moment, let me try opening another website to see if any queries appear. I'll go to YouTube now. Let's see. I'm heading to YouTube. One more thing to keep in mind. YouTube ads will not be blocked by this system in any way. Now, I've generated a few more queries. As you can see here, it has already blocked 4 queries out of a total of 92, which is about 4.3%. This is how you can easily create a strainer or a filter for your network. By setting up this filter, unwanted malware attacks and intrusive ads on your network will be blocked. Once these are blocked, you won't face any speed issues. In fact, your network speed will remain excellent. Pages that used to take a long time to load due to unwanted tracking scripts will no longer be a problem. For example, if I go to speedtest.net normally, you'll see that only the main page is loading. Usually, when we open speedtest.net, there are numerous ads scattered all around the page. As you can see, those ads have been completely blocked. And if we check the pihole dashboard again, you can see it has already blocked 36 queries. Which ones? It blocked all those unwanted website ads that were trying to load on the side of the speed test page. That's all for today. If you want to know more, feel free to reach out to us. In a future video, I will try to show you how to install Pihole inside an Ubuntu container and provide a detailed guide on how to use it. That's it for now. Alla Hulfez, goodbye, and take care.